Have you ever felt the invisible weight of energies pressing in on you? The subtle influence of unseen forces tugging at your thoughts, draining your focus, or disturbing your peace? What if you could draw a circle around yourself, an unseen yet impenetrable barrier, a sacred boundary that shields your spirit, sharpens your awareness, and aligns you with the higher rhythms of the universe? This isn't fantasy. It's a real and ancient practice known as the lesser ritual of the pentagram, a powerful time-honored rite that opens a portal between you and the deeper structures of reality. More than a magical exercise, this ritual acts as a bridge, connecting the practitioner to vast unseen dimensions of energy, consciousness, and divine intelligence. Today we're diving deep into this mystical practice. You'll not only learn its profound meaning, but also be guided step by step on how to perform it with precision and purpose. But be warned, this ritual is not just about tracing symbols in the air or chanting ancient words. It's a sacred code, a vibrational formula that, when executed with intention, unlocks a hidden world behind the ordinary. The lesser ritual of the pentagram is a foundational rite within Western ceremonial magic. It is perhaps the most widely used ritual in the Hermetic tradition, especially among practitioners of the Golden Dawn, one of the most influential esoteric orders of the 19th century. But its origins run much deeper, woven into the fabric of mystical traditions that stretch across thousands of years, from the secret temples of ancient Egypt to the Renaissance alchemists who preserved Hermetic wisdom through darkened centuries of spiritual forgetfulness. At its core, the ritual is about alignment between the self and the cosmos. It's about invoking order amid chaos. For modern magicians and spiritual seekers alike, this ritual serves not only as a form of spiritual protection, but as a daily act of empowerment. It focuses the mind, it strengthens the will, and it opens the doors to higher states of perception. Each movement of the hand, each sacred name spoken aloud resonates like a note in a great symphony of energy. These are not arbitrary gestures. They are precise, meaningful actions designed to reshape the energetic field around you. Imagine yourself not simply drawing shapes in the air, but inscribing power into the very fabric of space and time. The divine names used in the ritual, YHVH, Adonai, Eheye, and Eglah, are more than ancient sounds. They are vibrational keys. Each name is a living formula steeped in power and rich with spiritual resonance. When spoken with clear intention, they act as conduits, channeling the force of the divine directly into the physical world. It is through this sacred invocation that the magician awakens the power of the higher spheres and brings their influence into play. Over time, regular practice of the lesser ritual of the pentagram sharpens the practitioner's spiritual senses. It refines awareness, deepens intuition, and enhances the connection to higher planes of reality. Subtle impressions become clearer. A deeper stillness arises, and the practitioner becomes not only protected from chaotic energies, but also attuned to the rhythm of the greater cosmos. The pentagram itself, central to the ritual, is one of humanity's oldest symbols. Its 5 points represent the classical elements: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. More than a geometric figure, the pentagram is a key that unlocks the balance between human consciousness and the forces of nature. When the magician traces it at the cardinal points east, southwest, and north, they are doing more than symbolically marking space. They are generating an energetic circuit, a protective circle that harmonizes inner and outer worlds. For centuries, alchemists, mystics, and initiates have revered the pentagram as a symbol of mastery and spiritual illumination. It is the emblem of the awakened self, the human being who stands sovereign at the center of the universe, no longer at the mercy of random forces, but aligned with divine will. The regular performance of the lesser ritual of the pentagram is not just an act of magical hygiene. It is spiritual training. It disciplines the mind, strengthens the will, and prepares the practitioner to become a conscious agent of transformation, not only in their own life, but in the world around them. As the ritual becomes part of one's daily practice, something remarkable begins to happen. The outer world, once overwhelming and chaotic, starts to shift. Patterns emerge. Peace arises. The practitioner becomes a point of stillness in the ever-turning wheel of life. They radiate stability. They become aligned with purpose. This is the true power of the ritual, not merely to push away darkness, but to awaken light within. It reveals not only the map of hidden forces, but trains the seeker to walk that map with clarity, discipline, and grace. The theory behind the ritual can be studied endlessly, but only direct experience reveals its true depth. Only by stepping into the circle can one know what the circle truly is. The lesser ritual of the pentagram follows a precise structure, each part designed to build upon the last, creating a layered field of spiritual power. There are 4 primary stages. 1. The Kabbalistic cross, a sacred alignment with the divine. 2. The tracing of the pentagrams, marking space and establishing energetic boundaries. 3. The invocation of the archangels, calling forth the guardians of the directions. 4. The closing cross, sealing the field and centering the practitioner. Let's begin with the Kabbalistic cross, the foundation upon which the entire ritual is built. This isn't just a prelude. It's a powerful centering technique that aligns the practitioner with the divine source and sets the tone for all that follows. In this opening act, the magician visualizes a radiant beam of light descending from the heavens. It hovers above the crown of the head, a sphere of brilliance representing the pure essence of the Creator. From this source, the light is drawn downward like a pillar of energy, anchoring the practitioner's body and spirit upward to the axis of divine presence. As this light flows, the practitioner speaks sacred phrases in Hebrew, each one mapping divine energy into the body through gesture, intention, and visualization. This moment is more than symbolic. It is an act of direct communion, emerging of personal consciousness with cosmic consciousness. The magician is no longer a separate being, but a vessel for divine will preparing to wield spiritual power with humility and precision. We begin by continuing the Kabbalistic cross, grounding the light and extending it outward to establish balance not only within the self, but across the polarities of the universe. The gestures of the Kabbalistic cross proceed as follows. Touch your forehead and say, Auto thou art. As you speak, envision a brilliant beam of light descending from the infinite sky above, anchoring into the crown of your head. This is the light of pure divine origin, the source itself. Next, touch your chest and say, Malkuth, the kingdom. Allow that divine light to flow downward through your torso, your legs, and into the earth. Feel it connecting heaven to ground, spirit to matter, forming a direct channel of celestial power, stabilizing through your body. Now touch your right shoulder and declare, Vegavura, the power. Imagine that same radiant light expanding from your chest outward to the right, igniting a strong current of force, strength, and divine authority. Then touch your left shoulder and say, Vegadula, the glory. The light now stretches across your chest to the left, harmonizing the previous movement and restoring equilibrium, symbolizing the balance of strength and compassion, justice and mercy. Finally, cross your hands over your chest and proclaim, Leolaman, Amen, forever and ever, Amen. In this moment, allow yourself to be fully embraced by the presence of divine light surrounding and flowing through you. You are now standing at the crossroads of the material and the spiritual, a bridge between 2 realms. With this sacred alignment complete, you are ready to proceed to the next step, tracing the pentagrams. This second phase of the ritual involves the creation of a protective circle traced with luminous symbols of power at the 4 cardinal directions. These pentagrams are not mere drawings. They are energetic seals barriers that shield the practitioner from unwanted forces and fix the ritual's vibration into the surrounding space. Each pentagram must be drawn with clarity, intention, and presence. Mechanical repetition is not enough. The magician must feel energy flow from their hand shaping reality with purpose. Here's how the process unfolds. 1. Face the east. With your dominant hand, trace a glowing pentagram in the air. As you do, vibrate the sacred name Yod-He Vav-He Yivh, the tetragrammaton representing the creative force. Speak the name slowly, resonantly, letting it vibrate through your whole being. 2. Turn to the south. Trace a second pentagram and speak Adonai, evoking the Supreme Lord, the Divine Master. Feel the protective energy ignite like a flame, establishing strength and authority in this direction. 3. Face the west. Again, draw the pentagram and vibrate. Yeah, I am that I am. This is the eternal self, the unchanging essence of divinity. Let the vibration echo into the unseen. 4. Finally, turn to the north. Trace the last pentagram and pronounce Agla, an acronym meaning Thou art mighty forever, O Lord. As this final seal locks into place, you stand at the center of a radiant circle, pulsing with divine presence in every direction. At this point, the practitioner is surrounded by a ring of energetic protection, a living shield infused with the power of sacred names. The space is no longer ordinary. It has become a sanctified temple. Next comes the third phase, invocation of the archangels. With the protective field established, the magician now calls upon the four great archangels, guardians of the cardinal points and keepers of the elemental realms. Each one brings a specific energy and presence, completing the magical circle and fortifying the practitioner's alignment with the universe. Here's how the invocation proceeds. Before me, Raphael, Archangel of the East, element of air. Visualize him dressed in robes of green and yellow, holding a caduceus, the staff of healing and wisdom. His presence brings clarity, intellect, and protection through knowledge. Behind me, Gabriel, Archangel of the West, element of water. Envision him clothed in flowing blue and silver, holding a chalice. He brings emotional purity, intuition, and the sacred mystery of the unconscious. At my right hand, Michael, Archangel of the South, element of fire. See him in radiant red and gold, wielding a flaming sword. He embodies courage, divine justice, and the fiery force of transformation. At my left, Uriel, Archangel of the North, element of earth. He appears in brown and gold, holding a solid orb of earth. His energy is grounding, wise, and stabilizing, connecting you to the roots of creation. The practitioner now senses the four mighty presences surrounding them, wings unfurled, energies balanced, forming a perfect elemental cross. With the archangels invoked, the magician affirms, before me flame the pentagrams. Behind me shines the six-rayed star. This declaration anchors the ritual's spiritual geometry. The pentagrams form the outer shield. The six-rayed star, a symbol of unity between divine and human, glows within the heart. Now comes the final step, the closing of the Kabbalistic cross. Just as the ritual began with divine alignment, so too must it end, bringing the energy full circle, sealing and grounding all that has been invoked. The closing mirrors the opening. Touch your forehead, Ato. Touch your chest, Malkuth. Touch your right shoulder, Vigivura. Touch your left shoulder, Vigadula. Cross your hands over your chest, Leolam. Amen. As these words are spoken, feel the energy stabilizing. The divine light still flows within you, but now it settles, harmonizing with your natural field, integrating into your body, your breath, your presence. The ritual is now complete. A sacred space has been created. Protection has been summoned. Divine forces have been invoked and aligned with your intention. You are now standing not only in the center of the circle, but in the center of your own power. Though it may appear simple at first glance, just words, gestures, and visualizations, the lesser ritual of the pentagram is a multi-dimensional act. It engages the mind, the spirit, the body, and the subtle energetic layers of existence. When practiced regularly, this ritual strengthens the connection between practitioner and divine. It sharpens focus, cultivates discipline, and provides protection, not only from external negativity, but from the inner chaos that can cloud clarity. Over time, the magician begins to sense reality differently. Subtle energies become visible. Patterns emerge. A quiet inner stability begins to take root. This isn't just a spiritual technique, it is a sacred training ground for the soul, a preparation for deeper mysteries, a doorway to higher consciousness. Those who commit to it with sincerity and focus often report profound transformation, not just in their spiritual life, but in their sense of self and their place in the universe. It is through this ritual that the practitioner becomes more than a seeker. They become an active participant in the divine unfolding of reality. Thank you for joining us on this journey. The circle is cast, the light is within you,